Morning and welcome to Good Morning Anambra here on ABS Television. It's a beautiful morning. Every place is cold, and we are happy to welcome you to this 8th day in the month of January, and it happens to be the 5th working day in the year. So I'm sure you're agile and ready to do the needful. My name is Ife Onachupu, and this morning we ask you to stand by as we bring to you the press in review as one of the segments in Good Morning Anambra here. Oh yes, we welcome you back to Good Morning Anambra, and this is Press Review this morning. And as usual, I'm here with
Ajiluchuku Okawe. Good morning.
Did you actually feel the mist? Did you see the mist? Did you feel the cold?
Of course. The weather, that is one thing I love about this season. You know, it keeps wowing you, you understand? I think a week or thereabout ago, the weather was very humid and very hot.
And we were complaining as humans.
And now we are having a chill morning, you understand? And it's been beautiful. And so far, so good.
But then we would like to advise, don't allow the weather to defeat you, but rather defeat the weather, get up from your bed, you know, get prepared and go to work. Exactly. So that you earn your salary, your first salary.
Of course.
For the year 2025.
Because this month is about 37 days.
Yeah, so you need to work hard to make the month run faster than,
of course,
you know, we envisage. Well, right here on Press Review, Ajulu, what do we have?
Yeah, first we have from our ABS website. There are some stories there that we want to bring to your notice. Starting with former Commonwealth scribe lords, Soludo, for embarking on new government house Governor's Lodge project. Ihiala community declares 4-day mourning period for victims of brutal massacre. Deputy Governor Ibezim tax Ohanes and Ndibu leadership on credible election. Reactions trail Tinubu's promise to complete Eastern Rail Line. No? Those are the headlines making the news on ABS website. Today. Well, it is really, really interesting to see the work going on the new government house.
You know, while driving down this morning to work,
yeah,
I just felt Oka is now beautiful.
Yeah.
Oka, except
it's
for...
now beginning to have that, you know, semblance of a state capital.
I'm telling you, every place very clean. And then threw my mind back to, you know, a few years ago when every place was stinking, dirty and all these. So I think I agree with the former Commonwealth scribe, Emeka Anyoko, that the governor and his team are actually doing well as far as developing Oka and some parts of the state, building roads, bridges. Some say building roads and bridges are concerned. You know, you know, the government house that is being constructed now was abandoned during the Mbadinuju era.
That's over 30-something years ago.
Oh, no, it's not. It's not up to 30-something years.
No, I mean the era of having government lodge.
Since the inception of
Anambra State,
having a new government lodge.
Yes. That place, the Amobia axis where the government lodge is, to me, it doesn't look befitting.
I don't think that place is not a government lodge. I think it's supposed to be a judge's quarter.
You can imagine.
So you see, so
how many years, how many regimes?
You know, imagine a government living on a borrowed quarter. So I think it's good. So I just also pray that, you know, this development that is taking place in Oka will also be expanded to other, to the territories.
Of course.
So that you can now probably move or create new towns around Oka, like Isiago could be opened up. You know, other towns
and all those other
Anambra, you know, by building the roads, constructing roads through those areas, I think you can open up the roads. So kudos to Governor Professor.
Talking about construction, reaction trails Tinubu's promise to complete Eastern Rail Line. Honestly speaking, an economy without a rail line, efficient rail line, would definitely not pick up on the industrial aspect of it.
Yeah.
Because this is the easiest way to move heavy machineries. Even this fuel that we use, most times it should be transported through rail. Then the tankers will now go to the depot at the rail and pick them and now, take to, what would I call it, to the depots or the filling stations. It makes, movement easier. And again, it gives longevity, you understand, to the roads being constructed because of less heavy-duty trucks and then accidents and explosions.
Accidents and explosions.
So to me, it's going to be a very, very wonderful.
I think people, some people who reacted to the president's promise were actually reacting based on the fact that most times when government says something, maybe it doesn't happen. So they're actually asking him to make sure that this happens. This is his first New Year promise.
Yeah.
So that means that people are expecting that the president will fulfill his promise and it will do us good. And then not just talking about the, these railroads, the Eastern Rail Line. The other time I was walking, I went to Enugu and I discovered that they have removed the former rail tracks in Enugu. They have removed them.
As in vandals?
No, not vandals. I think it was deliberate because they removed them and then, because somebody told me, I came in late in the night. So he was telling me that if it was before, when the rail was there, they would have, probably attacked me. Vandals would have attacked me and, gone away with my belongings. But now the government has actually built something else there. So they don't get to have hoodlums looking around in the night during that period. So I was just wondering, what if the government decides to, renovate the rail tracks? What will happen? So I just pray that this promise will be actualized so that, and the cost of transportation right now is not encouraging. It's not encouraging, especially for workers and even for ordinary woman in the village who's into farming.
Of course. Bringing
out her wares. She has to add all the transportation charges to it, and that makes it exorbitant and out of reach. Okay. So
Deputy Governor Ibezim tax Ohanes Ndibu leadership on credible election. Wow, that's interesting.
When I saw that, I said, this is doing something at the right time. We don't need to wait for for an election to be there before you start talking about. Yes, I think it's the right. Yes, for them to. And when we start from organizations like this, do you understand? When organizations like this show transparency and credibility, accountability in elections, and it will push the government to know that this is something they are expected to do. And when it doesn't happen, probably you can resist through your words and actions and tell government, no, this is what we want. So you start from your household to create avenues of accountability, credibility, and transparency. Then government can do the needful.
Well,
that of the community, Ihiala community declaring 4-day mourning period for victims of brutal massacre. This is an opportunity for us to also plead with those who are perpetrating this to know that they are spilling people's blood. And because we didn't create blood, we didn't create an atom of hair on your head, that means that you don't have the right to, destroy lives. So please, you are putting people, families into deep mournings, and you're making them not to believe that life is worth existing. So please, that's what we're asking. Whoever it is that is, perpetrating this, whoever is it that is telling you to do this, even if it's for you to, make ends meet, please, please, let's make an Igbo, the southeast zone. Let's make it vibrant again. Let's make it proud to say I am I'm the chief in commerce. I'm the editor of Wokuya.
Of course.
Yes, I'm the Alpha and Omega in commerce. Let's do it again. I think it lies in our hands. So let's try it.
Thank you for that submission. Now quickly, let's go to the business of the day, which is the dailies that we have for you. And starting with the newspaper review this morning is the Daily Times. The banner headline is screaming, equities market index drops 0.24% as 152 billion wiped off market value. We have at the masked workers attack on P2B signals APC authorization governance. That's coming from Atiku. And we have retrenched CBN staff asks court to award 30 billion naira compensation. Nigerian Navy rescues 8 police officers, a civilian from capsized speedboat. Tax reforms bill will not distract us from passing 2025 budget. That's coming from the National Assembly. And then we have police dismisses 1 constable, demote 4 officers over misconduct in Bauchi. And also, recovery of government assets. Okay. LP tax governor moved Wang to include non-state actors as committee members.
Wow. And then the masthead, I think there's something. Is it something on the masthead? Okay, you've read it, what the article said about Toby. You know, I had to go yesterday to watch the video about the broadcast by former LP presidential candidate. I read it and I think it was a brother's advice to a brother. You know, that was my conclusion. It was a brother's advice. You know, like we said yesterday, when people talk sometimes or give you advice, don't take it as if they are trying to pull you down or castigate you or make nonsense of your administration. Or
envious of the fact that you're at a position where they want to be.
Yeah. Yes, just pick, you know those vital lines, those punch lines, pick it and definitely improve on your performance. That's what I do. Not tomorrow you see the person, you will talk to the person.
Exactly.
Do you understand? After all, these politicians are all friends.
Exactly.
When
behind camera.
Behind camera.
They dine together. They go to functions together.
Don't ever fight with them, you know. When their daughters get married, you see them. Or even their daughters get married to their sons.
Imagine.
So the only thing we do is, you know, help them. When we see things that are not good, let's, you know, what I tell people is that, you know, when you want to make a change, you don't need to fight. It's all about negotiations. Yeah. Superior argument wins. So when you see some things, don't allow those who are serving you to paint you black before people. Mind your words, the choice of words you use, and I think it will help us all.
Especially in this era where the internet never forgets.
Oh. Remember what happened? There's a trending story now where Abe was actually castigating Chief Priest.
Yeah.
Kubiana Chief Priest. And then Kubiana Chief Priest is actually trying to help him now, get him out of jail. They now had to go and dig up the video where he was mocking him at the airport, you know. So, you know, whatever you do, be humane, be human. The way you want people to treat you, that's the way you treat others.
Exactly.
That's my submission on this. Okay, and going down to, are there stories of interest there? You know, there's another one on the police where it says...
police dismisses 1 constable.
Yes.
Demotes 4 officers over misconduct in Bauchi.
I think that's the kind of story we should be hearing.
Exactly.
Not that the policeman did something, and then the next thing, the police, you know, esprit de corps. You want to cover his crimes. And tomorrow you will do it again.
Of course.
And probably, maybe you are very good at what you do. You are a trusted police officer. You are a trusted high-ranking officer. And you want your division to be very good. And then you're protecting someone else. The person will be painting you black and then make a nonsense of whatever you're doing as a police officer.
Of course. And there's nothing as bad as demotion in the police force.
It's terrible.
Imagine when your parents know, I mean, your children know that daddy is a staff sergeant, daddy is ASP. They still they run. That's what they...
I'm telling you.
Now you come home with a different uniform, with a different rank, a lower rank, and they'll be asking that. Because you can't be wearing a different rank at home, and then when you get to the office, you now wear the one that you're... Because
and of course, you know, another bad thing about it is that, you know, police is highly regimented. Yeah. And you don't dare insult an officer that is a day higher than you are. And then you get an officer that was saying that you're the one doing it. I mean, the best thing is for you to resign. If it's me, I will just resign. I'm telling you, because it's a very big punishment. Very big, and if you come out, you can't even consult. Wait. If you resign, you can't consult. Because of course, people know you for evil doing.
Yeah, exactly. So this is worse than you can ever imagine.
I'm telling you. So then let's get to the next paper, which is the Vanguard. What do we have in the Vanguard? Let's go to there's a screaming headline there which says, how lack of power, water, Japa degrades health sector. How lack of power, water, Japa degrades health sector. And then on the masthead we have over 7 million registered electricity customers yet to be metered. NARC, can you beat that? Wow. And then we have no state as excuse not to pay 70,000 minimum wage, says NECA. And then this is a shocker. NFF announces sacked Malian coach for Super Eagles. Maybe you're the one.
It's really a shocker.
No, wow.
It's
you
really
will explain that to us,
I'm telling you, it's really.
Because you're the pro here. And then going down, we have this headline: Tinubu approves allowances, bulletproof SUVs for retired generals. Can they actually maintain that? Oh, Diego. And then we have Obi Atiku, Labour Party blasts APC. That's, I think, is on Obi's case.
Yeah.
And then we have how corruption allegations led to suspension of LG chairman Bebelo. Okay, gunmen abduct 46 in Zamfara community. This is on a sad, very, very sad note. 46 persons, abducted. And then livestock development headers can't afford ranches. Mieti Allah.
I don't believe that.
Can you beat that?
I can't. I don't want to believe that. When a cow is being sold for 2.something million.
Oh my dear, we saw it yesterday. a cow sold for 2.7. Even goats. Yesterday, people proved that goats could be bought at 500,000, 300,000. Can you imagine? That means these people are very rich. These headers are very rich.
Who even accounts for the tax that they are meant to be paying? Because these guys are just doing business, no accountability, no records.
And I think
the monies they make, no documentation.
Nothing.
And you see people walk around with...
They don't even spend any money buying feeds.
Nothing.
For their cows.
And you're selling,
they take them destroying people's crops.
You're selling cow for 2 million and you're telling us that you can't afford... When you're making business that is not accountable, you're not even paying tax.
I think that's one of the good points of the tax reform bill. Don't you think so?
If this is captured in...
If this is captured,
you understand?
Maybe that's why they are protesting. People have said that that's why the Northerners are protesting, because majority of people who are rich there are headers.
What does it even cost to even form your ranch? Just build a barricade around where you have your cattle.
And then start buying grasses from people.
Exactly.
And then create job for
the community and the rest
that
of
will
it.
Bring fooders for you.
So I don't understand this.
Okay, let's go to that of Obi. He says, Obi Atiku, Labour Party blast APC. And he has a rider that I didn't read. He said, I didn't threaten your life. Stop telling lies. APC spokesman tells Obi. I think Moka is now saying, I think he has the right to, deny whatever he said. Well, yeah. Let's just pray that, because I don't think the president sent him. He was on his own. And nobody sent him from APC. He was on his own. So that's, when you're representing an organization, mind your words, mind your language, because it could bring someone into trouble. Okay, so let's go down where we have, Tinubu at Mahama's inauguration will lift our people out of poverty. Please, God, this is our prayer. We want people to be lifted out of poverty. It will help us. And then Nigeria at moderate risk of human metapneumovirus. Biko no, one can't name at China. Biko kwa biko. We don't want this. I heard, I've called people in China, they said they've not even heard about it.
Not yet.
And they said China is very big and
very
it could
vast.
be, and it's happening to children. We are yet to know much about this disease, but I think Nigeria should take cue, start gunning for protection for your citizens. Coronavirus.
When they were telling you about the issue of Jackpot syndrome affecting our health sector, so who are the medical...
We didn't even talk about it. We are supposed to talk about it.
We will, when we finish
reading. I think we are done with the stories.
Yeah.
Except for that of Mr. and Mrs. These two couple, I don't know what's wrong with them. See
the man is very nice. He's always ready to assist. He fixed the plumbing problem before I could call the plumber. And he said I should call him anytime. His name is Alimi.
Alimi? Sounds like enemy to me. Now, how can a wife tell the husband this kind of story? Because Mrs. Ozugopa, it's okay. I beg. Biko. Now, talking about the health sector, where we have lack of power, water, the great health sector, government should really take cue. I think it's in P2B's speech that the president should one day walk into, maybe get diagnosed for an ailment in one of the hospitals in Nigeria, so that he will have first-hand information. I think I agree to this. I agree. If you actually, I remember when I was growing up, that was in Aba, a man called Ike Nwachukwu. Was it Ike Nwachukwu or Ike Nwosu? Probably Ike Nwosu, military administrator.
Yeah, Ike Nwachukwu.
Ike Nwachukwu.
Yeah, Ike Nwachukwu.
Do you know that he almost made Aba a gentleman's city? You know Aba now?
Yeah.
Aba Mandi Aba. He made it. What he was doing, before 7 a.m. he would be in school. He will be in school to receive the students. He will be in school to receive the teachers. He will be in school to see teachers' lesson notes. He will be in the park by 8 when park activities have started. You know, to see by then when
and this is unannounced visitation.
Unannounced. He will wear knicker or shorts. He will just be casual. He won't know he's a military officer. He won't know he's a high-ranking. He won't even know him. Then he will be there. I remember our last month then, Emeka, once he's 6:30, Emeka will be shouting that he wants to go to school. If he wouldn't want you to give him food or give him breath or anything, he will do it himself and will be running to school before 6:30. My mother will be shouting, "What is wrong with this boy?" He said, "I don't want Ike wants to come and..." So I think, you know, when you visit schools like that, unexpected visits, teachers will sit up, students will teach up, go to primary health centers, go to hospitals, teaching hospitals. I think they will sit up. There was a time our commissioner for health did that. And, you know, people in primary health centers, people in general hospitals where, you know, they had to sit up. Of course. And I think he's still doing that anyway. But that's the way to go. So let's go to the Punch.
Yes, the paper, the Punch newspaper, the banner headline is talking about bandit influx. Task force meets as Amotekun police tighten southwest boundaries. Oyo security chiefs hold closed-door meeting in Ibadan. Ondo, Oshun, others review strategies. And then we have the mask there, threats to life article, Labour carpets Tinubu, APC lampoons Obi. Forex allocations for fuel import rise to $1.25 billion. Tax reform, Northern elders, government maintain opposition as senators lobby. We also have here calls for Africa's unity. Obasanjo, Zuma attend Mahama's inauguration. PDP differs as Okpebolo accuses local government chairman of 12 billion naira diversion. Romance scam. 2 US-based Nigerians face 40-year jail term. Stampede, Oni's ex-queen. Others allege illegal detention. Oyo opposes bail. Wow.
I think this is a battle between, you know, the lady and then the ex-queen.
Yeah, the
ex-queen of Oni's ex-queen and the government, because I watched the governor, Makinde, saying that he will make sure that justice is served.
Yeah.
I just pray that they will settle this case, and very fast too.
Very fast.
Very fast too, and then let justice be served. That's my take on this.
Bandit influx is a worrisome, headline here. Oyo security chiefs hold closed-door meeting in Ibadan, Ondo, Oshun. You
remember yesterday that the governor talked about
Makinde. Yeah, Makinde, yes, Oyo State governor.
Spoke about it. And he bitterly spoke about it. And see how people do. You know, I think security needs concerted efforts.
The question you begin to wonder, you know, for this thing, is it that they are just noticing this now? Because sincerely speaking, on social media there was a case of, I think, some part of the boundary between Lagos and Ogun State. A man, you know, a content creator was saying, have you noticed the influx of iron condemn, Hausa people, you know, coming in, doing
not
so many things.
Fulani people.
As in so many of them from the north. These people don't understand Yoruba. They don't even know places around that area. And they are using bikes as a means of communication. You will be the one directing somebody that is already on. You begin to ask, where did you get money to even buy a bike that you don't even, you can't speak the language, you don't even know areas? The guy was making that, content sometime last year. I remember vividly that this is worrisome. Very, very worrisome. So now they are armed with finance to come and start doing business in the southwest. And nobody's saying anything.
We've had, feelers of some people who have been abducted, who have been held hostage, who came back and said they are in all areas of Nigeria. So who are they?
Who are they?
Are they Nigerians? you know, our borders are very porous.
Very, very porous.
So I think people should be, but I like what I like what Amoteku did.
Yeah.
You know, I like what they did. They came in as a, you know, as one single force. Can people in the southeast do same? Do same.
That's what we're talking about.
Yes.
Regional policing, state policing.
You know, that's what we're discussing today. The advantages of state policing. I think it's good. It has its pros and it has its cons. So, but one thing we're saying is that we need to synergize. It's not all about a corner on the social media. It's not all about that. It's not all about, you know, one single thing you see, you want to make it go too viral. What are our actions as a people?
When you've tried the normal stuff, try this other thing and see if it will give us the desired results.
Can we where is our own Amoteku? Where is in the southeast?
They are faceless.
Security.
They are faceless.
We made a lot of, you know, much ado about nothing about it.
They are faceless.
You know, when we were talking about, there was a time,
what we have
it was
more
about
like
4 years ago.
Community vigilante.
Yes, that's what we have.
Yeah.
So can we beef them up?
Of course we can.
But even if we beat them up, you know, because there should also be synergy among them. Those are the, you know, maybe at the borders, you know, of each state. Do you understand? Yeah. They should know themselves, so that there should be an intel.
Because security is all about intel.
It's all about intel.
Security is all about intel.
When something is happening in Abia, those in Anambra should know. When something is happening in Anambra, those in Abia should know.
Should know.
So that if somebody escapes,
you know where to chase the person into. You understand?
Somebody was telling me a story about a stolen car in a southeast state. So that car was stolen when the guy was going for morning mass. And then he said, one person in Calabar, when he heard that the car got lost, I said, I saw this car at about 9 a.m. or 9 in the morning. Can you beat that? I saw this car with the same number. I said, what kind of coincidence is this? It was when the guy said, I know I saw this car in Calabar. That was how they started tracking the car.
And discovered the car was
within a space of few minutes. It had already gone to another state. Not even a nearby state. Can you imagine? So these people can be smart, but we need to be smarter than they are.
Exactly.
We need synergized efforts, and so whatever we have, let's work with it very fast. Okay, and we have just about 12 minutes to go on this show. Is there any other thing we need to touch? Let's go straight to the next paper.
Yeah, the Independent.
The Independent, Daily Independent. And what we have there is, apologize to Obi Nigerians over disgraceful language. Atiku tells APC. And it has the rider, APC National Scribe denies threatening Peter Obi family. Oh, okay. Suspended LG chairman remitted 12 billion naira to PDP leaders, Ebolo alleges. Suspended local government chairman remitted 12 billion naira to PDP leaders, Ebolo alleges. Wow. That's why people keep rushing into politics. But thank God they are being caught. Tinubu asks African leaders to purge selves of Western influence. This is good. Tinubu asks African leaders to purge selves of Western influence. And he has a rider, says he's confident Ghana's Mahama will work with Nigeria, and then speaks glowingly about Ghana's poll that produced new president. And then we go there.
Ghana's poll is nothing compared to the one that brought him into power. So you should probably learn and not speak.
Okay, so we have Oboroweri dismisses rumored defection plan to APC. There's no smoke without fire. Yesterday's papers told us that a lot of people are defect. A lot of governors will defect from
their parties to APC.
Okay, probably for them to win. That was what they said, to win in the next election. Police cybercrime unit recovers 8 billion naira, arrests 751 suspects. Cybercrime. A lot of young people should go into cybercrime. Yes, I think it's the next. Is it next? Gold mine. Silicon Valley. Okay. Navy rescues 8 policemen, civilian from Bayelsa boat mishap. Kudos to you, Navy. And then again, retired soldiers protest on paid entitlements in Abuja. NFF appoints Eric Chill as head coach of Super Eagles.
Shocking.
Who's he?
This is somebody that was probably not good enough for Mali, which is not even compared to Nigeria in footballing terms.
That's the export.
And now you're going to go and pick him to make him the Super Eagles head coach.
I think you should do that during your sports, Abi.
Yeah,
okay, now
talk about that.
Reps vow to apply stringent parameters in considering 2025 budget. They had better do this, so they promised us to pass the budget that would have been passed last year, to pass it as early as possible this month. And then he says we'll abide by court judgment affirming Ude. I can't see this. Okay, Okoye as National Secretary. That's PDP and their problem. Because sort yourselves out. We have another election year coming, so beef up. Okay, these are the ones we have here. We've already talked about the sports thing.
Yeah.
And you don't like this coach.
No, he doesn't. It's better you do indigenous.
Where is he from, Seth?
Mali.
From Mali.
So
rejected by his people, and then they brought him to us.
He couldn't get Mali to World Cup. And now Nigeria went and brought the young man to execute your going to the World Cup.
Hey.
So to me, how does it? He doesn't make anything he's doing.
Maybe they want to go African.
It's a shocker to me. That's why I say that the NFF is one of the most corrupt entity when it has to do with sports in Nigeria. I think maybe because Nigeria is this #1 African football loving nation. To me, that's not it. The money that they spend putting these guys or arranging these guys is too much, and they are not bringing desired results. If they spend half that money they spend on Super Eagles, on the Falconet, they would have won the World Cup. The Super Falcons.
You're now for he for sure.
Because they are better off.
The Falconet,
of course,
than the Super Eagles.
By far, the Falcons, the Falconet, everything.
Kudos,
female.
Ladies, kudos.
Everything female football is far better than the Super Eagles. You will beg these guys to come and play for Nigeria. You will see them sweating and bleeding for their foreign clubs. When they come to Nigeria, they will be dodging tackles.
Could it be that they eat too much at all?
It's just
funny, because ladies take care of their the mind what they eat.
There's this determination you will see and they don't get as much money funding like these Super Eagles. They're like spoiled brats. And now you're bringing in a local coach, someone that is not even fit enough to coach a Nigerian club side to come and be the Super Eagles national coach. Which of these players will respect this young man? Hey. Why don't you go and bring a coach that has pedigree, that has won things in Europe, in other countries, to come and be the coach of Nigeria? You're bringing somebody from Mali of all places. It's disappointing.
The Giants of Africa.
Giants of Africa.
Oh my God.
Well,
okay, let's see how the guy will perform. So let's go to The Guardian.
Now, The Guardian newspaper, investors high new listings as 10 players control 54% of NGX 63 trillion naira. And then you can see where you have the 10 equities valuation, Dangote Cement with a value of 8.02 trillion, Bua Foods with 7.4 trillion, MTN with 4.2 trillion naira, Bua Cement with 3.15 trillion, Geregu with 2.88 trillion, Transcorp with 2.7 trillion, Aradel with 2.6 trillion, Zenith Bank with 1.17 trillion, GTCO with 1.65 trillion, and FBN Holdings with 1.1 trillion. That's the equities valuation of these companies, the so-called 54% holders of Nigerians foreign exchange. Well, you can still go down and see Federal Capital Territories move to collect council revenue, steers protest. Wike has come with his own way of doing things. NDLEA arrests 18,500, seizes 2.6 million kg of drugs in 2024. Kudos to you guys.
Yeah.
Despite privatization, federal government to spend 751.7 billion on wires, transformers, streetlights, orders. Wow. Land Use Act, endless wait for property, justice, equity, 47 years on. Well, Ibadan Stampede court to rule on bail request of Oni's ex-wife and others on January the 13th. You have Tinubu Obi hail Ghana's democratic progress, pledge support, urge a renewed African unity.
I think you know, on this Ghana election, I think we should learn a lot of things.
A lot.
We should learn.
Nigeria should be the you know.
They should be emulating us, but
from the look of things.
You know, being emulated.
From the look of things, there's nothing there to emulate.
Let's copy from them. It won't kill us.
Nobody's hearing about anybody going to court or election tribunal and the rest of it.
Can you imagine?
Can you imagine in Ghana?
In Ghana.
The Ghana of 30 years ago that were flooding Nigeria, looking for all manner of media jobs to do. And now we are going there. There was a content creator that, I think it was 200,000 naira to 2,000 something Ghana cedis. The guy was mocking Nigerian naira.
And the thing is that, you know, each day they keep improving on themselves. There was one video I watched where, you know, Ghana had to export yam, but we can't export our own yam. Because they
have met the international standard.
Yes, they improved on
you
know, their yam.
They have met their international requirement, you understand, to do this export. How big is Ghana? Niger State and Yobe State put together, that's Ghana.
And they are improving by the day.
By the day.
Could leadership. It be that we are overpopulated?
It's not all about. It's leadership. No, it's leadership.
Should we go like China and to give birth to one child?
No, it also even the China they've reversed that. They've reversed it because it got to a point they were having aged population as to balancing it.
And once they started having young people, they started empowering them.
Exactly.
There's no way we can improve without our youth.
It's not possible. Imagine 751 youth engaged in cybercrime. The abduction and then the bandits and the rest of it all by the youth.
And they are males.
Exactly, males.
We need to do a lot of things to help our society.
Sincerely speaking.
To help our future. These youths are our future. How do we bring them back home?
We're talking about the influx of bandits into they are all males. They are all males. You won't find female among them. They are all males.
If you see a female among them,
maybe she's the one cooking. She's the one cooking. She's the one cooking for them. Maybe she works in the kitchen. It's laughable, but at the same time, it's very, very sad, and then it makes you begin to understand that the future looks bleak. And by the day, it's getting very, very gloomy.
And it's justifying our children going Japan.
Exactly so.
It's justifying our children traveling abroad. Okay, let's quickly go to this day because just 10 minutes past 8, where we have Adiola, tax reforms bills presentation altered, January to December budget cycle tradition. Tax reforms bills presentation altered, January to December budget cycle. Okay, now I don't understand them. Let this budget be passed this year, this month. Though.
Yeah, of course. We're waiting for them by 31st.
And then it has a rider. Global survey reveals trust issues in
tax systems.
Okay. Then in 2024, police dismantled 5,049 malicious domains, cyber crimes, and what else? Cyber crime syndicates in Nigeria. Okay. Tinubu leads. That's Indian. They dismantled one day for. And then Tinubu leads Obasanjo, Jonathan, others to Mahama's inauguration. That's in Ghana. President expresses readiness to work with Ghanaian leader. West African country gets first female vice president. I got a call from Bolivia, but we don't have a bell. We don't have a bell. Okay, and that's basically what we have here. That's all that we have on this day. And do you have anything to say about the female vice president?
Sincerely speaking, you just caught me right there. I think it's high time we begin to pay more attention to what our mothers can do. If you speak from the point of view of the family, which is the nucleus of a family, of a society, and the huge role mothers play. So why is it so difficult that men find it difficult and absurd to commit the affairs of the economy into the hands of a woman? Sincerely speaking, these are what we really need to do. It has nothing to do with who is superior, who is not superior. And I stand to be corrected. Man is even the weaker sex.
That's a man saying this.
Man is even the weaker sex. I think we need to go back and rethink this thing and then know how to go about it. Men has led for too long and we've not seen results. But let's give a chance to a lady to do something.
30% affirmative action, 35% affirmative action. And now women are saying 50-50.
It's not, see, we're not talking about equality. We're talking about can you deliver? That is what we're talking about. We're not talking about equality. It's nauseating telling me that a woman is equating herself with a man. There is no equation there. A man is better, a man is greater by God's definition and creation. But when he has to doing the work, when I mean delivering on the job, give a lady a chance and you see. If your home is in tatters, it's because the woman is not given the opportunity to put it in order. But if you allow a woman to put things in order, things will be better. It's as simple as that. We're not talking about equation. We're not talking about equality. Yeah. But in the issue of putting things in place, why? God.
These are men talking for us.
That is my own submission.
Have confidence in yourself.
Simple.
Have confidence in the system. Have confidence in people that are around you. If you show your capacity, if you show what you can do, I think our men can actually support us.
Of course.
But the thing is that first of all, we condemn ourselves.
That is one thing.
So, rise up, women, rise up, women. Thanks to Ghana, who gave women the chance to become vice president.
Vice president.
It could be Nigeria next. Let's pray.
Of course, because from being vice president, who knows? Maybe she could be the next president of Ghana, and then that would be the liberation of Africa too. If she gives the capacity that she can actually deliver on the job, why wouldn't Ghana think of having the first female president? After all, Sirleaf did it. Sirleaf did that in Liberia. Sirleaf, you understand, did that in Liberia. So let's see if it can happen again in this part of the world.
Okay. Well, we want to thank you immensely, Dalono, for joining us on Press Review today. And we appreciate you. And we tell you tomorrow we'll do it again. But before tomorrow, just know that we are getting to the discussion segment where Ajolo will be here with some experts to talk about state policing, the pros and the cons. You could learn one or two things, on this particular discourse.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you guys are loaded.
We are very, very loaded.
Thanks a lot for joining us.